single party's finished. I'm backstage with the man himself now, Kof.
What's happening, man? You alright, man?
So tell us how you think the event went then.
Man, it went great. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them events where it's good because obviously myself, I'm performing, and you've got like some of the best talent in Liverpool as well. So it's big for myself, obviously being the Fire Up single launch, but it's also big for all the other acts in Liverpool who are coming through or trying to get known and stuff like that.
But before I go into about the single, you got a lot of acts on tonight where you could easily just put it on as the single launch itself, but you've brought people in, and I think that's good, the way artists need to work a bit more, in Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Liverpool is so small that for any artists to be kind of fighting each other or not supporting each other is kind of backwards, do you know what I mean? Because we've all got different links and we've all got like different sections of fan base within Liverpool, do you know what I mean? And if we get them all on the same board, like, it can only do better for the scene and make noise outside of Liverpool for people to kind of recognise what we're doing here.
And do you think the turnout was good tonight? I thought the turnout was really well.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, obviously I'd love to be in the big room in the O2, do you know what I mean? But like, we'll get there, do you know what I mean? But it's definitely one of those things, like, the people who were there are the core people who are there to support good music and Liverpool music and stuff, so it is what it is, man.
And you've performed nationwide as well. Do you think there's a different kind of crowd in Liverpool where do you enjoy playing to your hometown?
Yeah, it's like say Arsenal playing, I don't know, in Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? You're always gonna have your best kind of time. You're gonna enjoy it more when you're in front of your own people. Do you know what I mean? Like, the home crowd is always the one that gives me the most support and the most love when I'm performing. So Liverpool, hands down, all the time.
Liverpool, I came to get down, so straight to the bar to get me a drink. Then I moved to the dance floor. Tell me, what did you think? Yeah. Mr. Engineer, can we get some more music in this innovative, please? You know how I like to get down. Liverpool, how you feeling? Hey! Woo! You want some of these? Yeah. Why don't you? Yeah. Hey! Some more music, Mr. Engineer.
And with the single itself, Fire It Up, how did you get the collaboration with Wiley and Chelsea Grimes on it?
Yeah, with Wiley, really, it was just kind of like, he just like literally just called me out of the blue. I don't know, I was coming back from a show or something and just got a phone call. He was like, yo, this is Wiley. I'm in Liverpool, I heard you the guy like who's doing stuff, making moves and that. Do you want to jump studio? And obviously it's Wiley, do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, of course. So I went down to studio, showed him some of the stuff I was working on. He showed me some of the stuff on his album. And we recorded a few tunes. I think we recorded like 3 tunes, full tunes, and then like little bits of freestyles and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how that come about. I asked him to get on Fire Up and went like that. Chelsea Grimes, she's been bubbling for a little bit, do you know what I mean, in Liverpool, and I'd heard of her through, I think through Lanka. I'd heard of Chelsea Grimes through Lanka and Chartstalker. And then I just got her into the studio one time. I was like, do you want to try this tune? She was on it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to shout out Wiley there, because he's one of the only artists and comes and works with other artists in different cities as well.
Oh, most definitely. Like, when I was in the studio with him, he was telling me about what his kind of plan was. It was just like, move out of London and bring all these other different areas together. And obviously, Wiley's a big name, a lot of people in the industry and just fans from around the country respect him for the music that he makes, and because he's just sick on that level. Yeah, and what he's doing is spot on. He's done the same thing in Manchester. Like, he got a few people big, Wrigley, yeah, Rio,
Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid. Them guys, I knew them for years, but obviously Wiley come and like work with them, and it was big, do you know what I mean? And like, really, he was just saying to me basically when he was in the studio, use me or use my name to not to get yourself known, but to add a bit more extra profile to it, do you know what I mean? And that's where it's coming from him. And from when he said that, I knew that, yeah, he is for the people and for the music and to support other artists who are not nationally known or big in the scene, do you know what I mean?
Well, you've been on the music for a long time as well, pushing it. How do you feel like the Liverpool scene's changed now in 2010?
When I started doing stuff in Liverpool, it was very underground, you know. You had people like artists like TL, you had Spycatcher on the radio, Oliver Bean and PL doing their stuff, do you know what I mean? And then when we started doing it, I feel we kind of come at a different angle. It was less underground. It had a commercial appeal to it, do you know what I mean? The stuff I'm doing now is kind of different from the stuff I started out with, but it's been a natural progression, and it's not like blatant one day doing this, next day doing this. It's been a gradual change, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's different. Like, a lot of people are doing stuff, and now people are starting to recognise because of the moves that certain artists are making, like myself and some of the other guys. that, okay, yeah, Liverpool has got talent, let's open the doors, let's put them in the newspaper, or let's put them on a show, let's put them on radio, do you know what I mean? So slowly it's starting to get a bit more open and more noticed and more recognised.
So as an artist yourself, would you say the only thing that's missing then, because there's a lot of events going on in Liverpool, the only thing that's really missing is the backing by the media?
Yeah, definitely. Media, newspapers and radio, like, they're not supporting what they should. Like, since TL and PL and Olabine didn't have their show on Juice, there's no show that plays any type of urban music, do you know what I mean? Apart from like the commercial stuff that like they play Tinchy and Tiny and Dizzy and all them kind of stuffs, but there's nothing that plays local, and we don't have no pirate radio station, so we can't get on, do you know what I mean? None of us, in terms of the people who make the music, own any kind of newspapers. Obviously we've got Mesh Culture, and I think there may be a couple of others, but one magazine can't do it for the whole scene, do you know what I mean? One radio station can't do it for the whole scene, do you know what I mean? It takes more people like yourself, people like Beats, there's a few others, I can't even get a name off my head, there's a few that do little things, and once we come together, it'll make the other people know, like Juice FM, Radio City, it'll make them know, because like, if I'm getting a tune played on Radio 1, which is one of the biggest stations in the country, why is Radio City or Juice FM not supporting? Like, DJ Ian Longo and Anton Powers, they played some stuff, do you know what I mean? But still, it's not at the point where you can say,
your market.
Yeah, where you can exactly, or where you can say Liverpool are supporting their homegrown talent, do you know what I mean? So that's something we need to work on.
Well, I've done a lot of work with Juice FM and Radio City backstage away from the music, and they've defended saying if the artist isn't in the top 40 charts, you will not get in the playlist. But I beg to differ, because they have right now. There's a load of house shows that are playing Scouse house music and that are white label.
Definitely, exactly. Like you got. Like Liverpool is very dance orientated, and there's so many people who are in Liverpool that are getting their music played on Juice and Radio City, and my music has got an edge of house and an edge of dance and different kind of feelings like that. So I don't understand why it's not the same as like say like Scouse House, you know what I mean? That is Liverpool, that's it. But they've got a blatant thing on radio, like shows dedicated to them. The only thing that we can really do is not be like, oh, they're not playing us.
Make the moves
Just
ourselves.
make them, do you know what I mean? Make the moves ourselves. Get here, let's go out of the city, make the buzz outside the city to the point where the people in the city cannot deny them, to the point where you're going to the people at the stations, the bosses and stuff, could lose their job because it's a case of, well, this guy's getting played here and making moves here, why are you not playing them? Do you know what I mean? That's really how we kind of need to take it, man.
Back to the single launch, there's a lot of remixes out there as well. I heard you did one with Agent X. How did that come?
That was crazy, you know, just from a guy who used to live on my road, and I used to see him all the time, and every time I see him, he was like, oh, how's the music going, da, 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 da. And he moved to London, and I kept in contact with him, and he was like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend is cousins with one of them from Agent X in it, I'm going to get you on I'm going to just hook it up and that. And I always used to think, yeah, whatever, like, nothing's going to happen, do you know what I mean? Then one time he just phoned me, I was like, yeah, such and such is Agent Music, he wants to do a remix for you. So I sent the Fire Up tune, he done the remix, and it was like that. Since then he sent me a bunch of tunes, like stuff he wants me to get on for Skepta, some stuff for Tiny, do you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get onto them really once the single goes out and stuff like that, once it does its thing.
Well, the single's been big as well, that on One Action, that it was high in the charts, a lot of DJs playing it. What's coming next after that?
Next, the second single I've got is called All Good, which features Esco Williams, which is another Liverpool artist, as you know. That should be coming out early November.